We are live. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Foniso Udo. Lovely to meet everybody joining. All right, so today we are going to have one of our first session, which is in building your first AI agent, and this session is for everybody, regardless of where you are, where you're coming from. And the AI technology has been phenomenal in different perspectives. And as someone who is in the ecosystem of technology, data, and AI, the question of how do we integrate AI agents into our workflow? How do we automate our workflow? How do we get this to work has been an interesting perspective to AI. That is why today I'm bringing Luke, the co founder of Yamify, which is what his business is largely in, helping people to integrate AI agents into their business, from small businesses to large businesses, from organizations to government across the world. So if you are running a small business, this is for you. And I will bring up Luke right now so that Luke can introduce himself and he can also introduce the business that he does. All right, Luke, you're here. Welcome to Stellar Females. We are really, really proud and glad to have you. If you don't mind, would you kindly introduce yourself and introduce Yamify to us? We are really interested to know about you.
Hey, thank you very much for having me and having my team. Let me see if they are here, but I will check later. So my name is Luke Okalobe. I'm an engineer in cloud, work for Silicon Valley companies such as TikTok and Apple, Pinterest for 15 years, and came back to Africa, mostly operating in Congo, DRC, and Brazzaville. And secondary, we operate in Nigeria. So what we realized that there are a lot of tools that are used by African that are not built for them, right? There are so many tools that they're not designed for the African context. Africa has a lot of power issue, internet issue. We have so many languages. So the support that they offer to us is just in English or French, not in different languages. So Yamify decided to build a cloud platform for um, um, AI users, AI builders, AI automation expert or learners in data centers running in Africa. So what we do is we partner with data centers in Nigeria, in Congo. We set up Yamify, and you can run your anything. You can run your AI agent software from Africa, and you can pay with local currency. You know, pay with Naira. You can pay with CFA in Africa. The support as well is African. You will have French. You will have people speaking in your language. That's the ambition. So we compete with different platforms as Google, Microsoft, Amazon Cloud, but they are more a generic platform. We are more specialized, right? We want to target users that are building automation, building agents in Africa. So we are specialized cloud running locally in Africa. We're still young. We graduated from the Antler Startup Program in Lagos, and we are running pilots currently with freelancers and agencies around the continent. But today is about you guys learning how to build AI agents. I really like that this was organized. Because one of our mission is to educate um, the maximum African, maximum entrepreneurs and business owners in using AI. So I'll be here. My team gonna be here to run the workshop. Um, but I appreciate again the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you so much. Yes, your team is here, and I am. We are just going to go straight to building. We have already spent 5 minutes in educating and telling about the AI agent. This is really an African product built for Africa, and for most of the women here, Stellar Females is focused on mostly women in African descent. At least for now, maybe in the future we would look at other perspective. So I will bring up your team. Is it Job I'm bringing or Ike to come up and do the agent?
Yeah, I will have my team to just chime in. I have Jobs. Job's gonna be here. He's been helping us a lot. So Job, you can take over. I'll let you guys in good hands.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Job.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, please
Pleasure
kindly
to be
share your
here.
screen. Yeah. Do I remove Ike from the stream for now and then later I can bring it up when it's needed, or do I keep him present live?
Um, maybe you can remove him for now. He'll come in later in the
Okay.
session. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So let me share my screen. Talking about building AI agents. Talking about building AI agents, and this is a very timely conversation, a very timely session. We know that right now AI is taking over the world, so to say, taking
Yes.
over workflows as we know it to be, taking over processes that we know it as we know them to be, being able to automate a lot of things. So how can we, you know, get our hands on these tools that are available for us so as to automate our workflows, automate processes, basically entirely make our life easier and make doing business even easier. Now that's where a tool called Anyten comes in. And perhaps some of us may have heard of the tool Anyten. So this
Yes.
session aims to help us get acquainted with the tool Anyten. The session is titled Mastering AI Agents with Anyten. It's a hands-on workshop for building autonomous workflows. So we're not going to talk too much. There won't be many slides, but it is just an introduction as to what NXN is, what AI agents are, and how how we can use them in automating our everyday life, so to say. Now, what's an AI agent? All right, an AI agent is it's a tool that one uses to automate certain processes. It's a tool that is equipped by itself, able to make decisions and able to execute tasks, execute functions based on certain inputs provided, and able to to bring out desired outputs. All right, that's what AI agents are. It includes a brain, which is an LLM. In this case, it connects models like ChatGPT, like GPT-4 or Claude. This provides it with reasoning capabilities and natural language understanding. Okay, it requires a brain. It uses this brain to be able to make decisions as to what tool to use within its disposal.
Hmm.
And there's what is called an orchestrator. Now, the AI agent node acts as the central hub, the managing logic, the decision making, and the tool selection. Is able so you provide a bunch of tools to this AI agent. You give it an information that okay, you have this bunch of tools at your disposal. Depending on what task is given to you, decide what tools to use so as to execute that task. So it is an orchestrator. Then you provide tools to this AI agent. Now these tools, now when we talk about tools, we're referring to software applications, um, all the application that you probably use in a business process. You can automate all of that by integrating an AI agent with these tools and allowing it to do the work for you. So we empower agents with APIs, um, web search, and custom anything workflows to interact with the real world. So we've talked about the brain, we've talked about the tools which you give to this AI agent. Another thing that AI agents have is memory. Now what that means is they are able to keep context. They are context aware. They're able to um, have context aware conversations using buffer or database backed memory nodes for long term recall. So AI agents are able to keep memory, to keep context. They're able to know um, what executions have been done in the past and able to use that to use that knowledge to perform to carry out new tasks. Yeah. So they have a brain, they have tools, they have memory.
Okay.
Now, what are things we want to know about when building an AI agent? There are three steps, three um, basic steps that are used to determine, okay, what kind of agent am I going to build? Because AI agents can be very very versatile, meaning that you can build anything at all that you want to build with an AI agent. You can integrate any tool at all, so long there is an API for that software, so long it's able to communicate with other softwares, with other applications, you can automate it. So first, you want to define your goal. What is your goal? You start with a clear prompt in the AI agent's node to set the agent's persona, tone, and specific objectives. You define your goal, you equip it with tools, you attach specific sub nodes, two sub nodes like Google Search, Calculator, to give it functional superpower, so to say. You equip it with tools, and your third step is to test and iterate. Use the NSN chart to interface to debug reasoning paths and to refine tool descriptions for better accuracy. So this is a brief introduction into AI agents and NSN. So now we want to get our hands dirty. All right, we want to get our hands dirty in building an AI agent. Now to use NSN, simply go to nsn.io on your browser. nsn.io. It's a partially free tool because you have about 14 days free trial, which allows you to explore, to build your AI agents, build your workflows for it's free for 14 days. After which you'll be required to subscribe. So you create your account. It's going to require your email. Just provide that. So I'm going to be creating a new account for this session so that we say thorough walkthrough. Um, Once you put in your email, it's gonna tell you to get. It's gonna send an OTP to your email. So just go and grab that. I'm going to grab mine, place it in, you create your account, tell you to put in your name, fill in all this quick. Just use any password that you can remember. Yeah. Okay, it says account already in use. Account name already in use. Okay. Just gonna need to change that name. Yeah. So once so now your account is created, it's going to go through a few steps of onboarding. What size of the company? Just say, let's just fill all this very quickly. Fill all. You can just put not yet or whichever. It's fine. Just put anything or just to get past this step. Now you can skip this step. This is here requiring you to send an email. I'm send an invite to someone. Great. We have created our NSN cloud, our NSN workspace, and it's setting up our workspace. Great. Our workspace is ready. We can start to automate. Now we can think of what we want to build. All right. Now, good thing about um, NSN, now it has you're able to easily type a prompt for it to create your AI agent for you. Yeah, but we're not going to do that. But that's a tool that NSN offers. I'm allowing you to easily just type a prompt, and it's going to build out your AI agent for you. We're going to start from scratch, so we're going to say start new workflow. Now, what do we want to build? Now, let's assume that we want to build an AI agent that on a daily basis sends us an email of say um, um, the weather condition of our area of our city. It sends us let's say it's like a newsletter. All right, it's like an automated newsletter. It sends us weather information. It grabs some hot topics for the day and sends us that as well. Probably also adds a joke, right? A piece of joke in the email, and it sends that daily, every day. That's an AI agent. That's an AI agent. Now we can build that. We can build that. So let's build that. All right. Now, how would we go about building that? Now in NXN you have what are nodes. Now these nodes are points in your workflow or points in your yeah points in your workflow, which refer to apps that you use at every point. All right. Now we're going to click on add first step. So first you have to have a trigger. What should trigger this workflow? What should trigger this? Now let me write a sticky note that shows what we are building. So it's going to be let's say a daily briefing tool. Daily, let's call it daily briefing agent. Right. So daily briefing agent. Yeah, that's what our tool is. That's what our AI agent is. I'm going to start with a trigger node. So this is a node. So every node refers to a point, a step in your workflow. So this manual node means that it requires you to trigger to execute it manually. All right. Now there's also another trigger node which is also a schedule trigger node. So in this case, you're scheduling when you want that workflow to be triggered. So you say you want it to be triggered every day at what hour? So you say, okay, you want it every 8 a.m. every day. Just set the configuration. Now, for every tool or every node that you use in anything, there's always an input a configuration panel, and an output. Now, because this is the first step in our workflow, there is no input to it. It's the first step. So it is the first input. So that's why first you have the configuration panel, then you have the output. Fine. So let's say we're gonna use this later on, but for now we're gonna use okay. All right, let's use this one. So schedule trigger node. Now after doing that, so say we want our AI agent go and grab go and grab information. So we want it to grab information from where? So we want it to grab information from the internet, you know. So our next step is going to be AI agents. So AI, click on AI agent. Now this is our AI agent. Now this is the AI agents node. Now as I explained earlier, every AI agent has a brain, which in this case is called the chat model, the brain or the model. It has a memory to which you assign, and then you assign tools to it. So every model, every AI agent requires a model. So what model should we use here? That is, what brain should we give to it? So in this case, NSN has a bunch of models which you can integrate into, which you can add to your AI agent. We're going to use Google Gemini because it's free. We're going to use that. Let's use Google Gemini. Now, once you click on a node, as I said before, you're going to see an input, the configuration panel, and then the output. So for every tool, you'll be required to add your credentials. It's like you authorizing that tool to work. All right. So here is requiring us to provide our API key for Google Gemini. All right. So let's go and grab our API key. Now to grab our API key, we're going to go to this URL. Let me quickly grab it. We're going to go to aistudio.google.com. aistudio.google.com for you to grab the API key for Google Gemini. Just go ahead, click on key. Taking a moment. Great. If a default API key has been created, we can use that. So we copy that, go back to our NSN, paste it in, paste our API key, then we click save. We click save. So just allow it to test. Great. So our API key has been authorized. Our Google Gemini account has been authorized. So now we've added our model. The next thing to add is a memory. What should we? So we're gonna click simple memory. When you click simple memory, it's gonna show you the configuration channel. You're gonna say, yeah. So let's say define below. Let's define the session ID. I'm gonna define the session ID. and we're going to call it, I just say my test session. You can call it that. Yeah. Now we've assigned our memory. Now, what tools do we want to give to our AI agent? We can determine that. So we're going to give it Wikipedia. We're going to allow it to go to Wikipedia and search for hot topics. Now, Wikipedia is a free tool, so you don't even have to use an API key for it. So just click on it and you'll be integrated. We've added one to Wikipedia. Now we're going to add another tool. The next tool we're going to add is a tool called SERP API. Now we want it to Google, search Google, and get content from it. So when you click on Search API, SERP API, provide a credential, click on Add New Credential. Now to get the API key for SERP API, you also go to SERP API URL, which is grab that. So go to serpapi.com, serpapi.com, create your account, sign up with Google. It's taking a moment to load. So we want to grab our API key from SERP API. This will allow us. Okay.
Okay, I think that was a network breach at his end. It would be back in 1 minute. And as you hear, if you are here to join our community, the link to join our community is right in the description of this live stream and workshop where we share other opportunities, and also take this moment to inform you that we will be having a weekly every Saturday upskilling session, and this is the first of its kind. And today we are starting with N8N, building AI agents and integrating it into your workflows, into your business. All right, Job is back and he will be sharing his screen again.
I just
Hopefully,
realized that I dropped off. How long was I away for?
I think it's just less than a minute.
Oh, okay, great. I thought I had been away for a very long time.
No, just less than a minute. So you can't just reshare your screen. We were in the AI studio, Google AI studio.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, your screen is back up.
Okay. Google AI Studio, great. So we have grabbed our API key from it from from Google AI Studio. Now we're going to place it in in our Google Gemini node here. Place it here. Taking a moment. Taking a moment. Okay. I think it's taking a moment to load up. So I have placed that already. API key for Google Gemini Charles model. Then I added a memory, which is the simple memory, to my AI agent. Next, I gave it the Wikipedia tool. I gave it the Wikipedia tool. Next, I want to give it the SERP API tool. Now, this SERP API tool will enable it to perform Google search. I'm going to need to give it to authorize my SERP API by giving it my API key. So I'm going to I've created my SERP API account. Just need to verify. Required to verify my phone number. Let me just do that as well. Let me just do that as well. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna use an existing phone number. All right. So let me just grab my API key from my existing account. Let me do that. Okay. One moment. Let me just yeah, do this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I have created my SERP API account. Just it's your email and phone number. That was just what I needed to do. So grab my API key, come back to NSN, place my API key, save this in. Now one thing about NSN is that for every tool you use, you'll always have to authorize that tool by providing an API key or some credential from that application that's authorizing NSN to execute actions using that software. Great. And we've added NSN, we've added Wikipedia, what I meant to say. We've also added search API, search API for Google search. And we're going to give our AI agent a prompt, a system prompt. And what would be our system prompt? We're going to tell it So you're gonna say define below. Now the system prompt is like is the instruct is a set of instructions that you give to an AI agent, telling it how to execute tasks or what sort of agent is it and what is it supposed to do with the tools at its disposal. That's what a system prompt is. Now you type that in here. I'm going to grab the system prompt and place that in here. So I'm going to tell it that every morning gather the weather for San Francisco and pull in two or three positive news stories and find a fun fact from Wikipedia. Don't repeat anything from previous days. Format it like a mini email newsletter in Markdown. That's the system prompt, telling it what it is supposed to do.
Okay.
Great. Now I'm going to add one more tool to this AI agent. Now that tool for it to grab weather information is a tool in NSN called Open Weather Map. Open Weather Map. So I'm also going to add a credential for this tool. So I'm going to go to openweathermap.org. Just openweathermap.org. Just to grab my API key. I just click on join. Click on join. So I'm creating my account very quickly using this tool. That's for Open Weather Map. I'm going to provide my email. I'm gonna use a password. Just bus. Do I have a bus? There's a bus here. I think that's the bus here. There's another bus here. That's all the buses I think. Another bus. Where's the bus again? It's here. Fine. Okay. Try again. Cars. Where do I see a car? I see a car here. A car here.
A quick
Fine.
question, Job, as you're trying the buses to get that out. How,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
case, because most of us are new on how to build AI agents. Now, if
Yeah.
if you want to build something different, how do we know the tools to integrate into the agent to make sure that it is functional or it is complete? Because yeah, with this now, we already know the step to create this very well. But what if we want to create something different? How do we know the tools to integrate to make sure that it gives us a complete agent?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great question. Now, NSN is entirely agnostic in the sense that you're really able to use any tools that you want to use at all to build out your process, to build out your workflow. Among the three steps we highlighted earlier
Yes.
in in building out an AI agent, we said first you want to define your goal. What do you want to achieve? In this case, we're trying to achieve a daily briefing agent. So what it's supposed to do for us every day at 8 a.m. We want it to send a message, send an email to us
Okay.
with um, uh, uh, weather information for the day. We
Yes.
want some hot topics for the day, some some current news. Yeah, and maybe add a simple joke as well. You know, start the day with some joke. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's what we want to achieve. That's our goal. Now the question is, what tools can we use to achieve that? So since we want uh, some weather information, so we're going to need some weather tool. a tool to get weather information. And what tool
Okay.
do we know? There's an app. There's a software called Open Weather Map. This software already exists without anything. Open Weather Map. You can always go to this website. Just type in your city, and it's going to give you weather information for that day.
Mm.
Weather information for that day. Okay. This tool already exists without anything. Anything allows you to connect these two along with other tools together into a workflow. So really, defining what tools to use is really is really dependent on the person, the person building the agent, and what you want to achieve. So
Mm.
we said here,
Okay.
the second step is to equip with tools. Attach specific tool subnodes like Google Search, Calculator to give the agent functional superpowers. So yeah, it may require you to do a bit of research. Okay, and what tools can I use to achieve this certain purpose?
Mm.
Or say you want to automate a certain process, a certain business process that you already do on a day-to-day basis, but you find it's redundant because you have to keep repeating the same steps over and over again. Say you use Gmail, you use LinkedIn, you then go you use uh, spreadsheet, you use all these tools together, you know, on a daily basis. Now, these are tools you already know that you use. Fine. Anything allows you to connect these tools together using APIs to automate certain workflows that you want to automate. So determining what tools to use, as I said, is dependent on what you want to achieve and yeah, what tools you have access to. Right? Yeah.
Right. Right, that makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, we should continue. Yeah, that's really understandable. At least we get the perspective of it depending on what I want to build, and then you research on the tools that you think you need to give you the end solution of what you want to build, and then you go to anything and integrate all of them together. And we are in the
Yeah.
process of integrating all of them together currently.
Right
Awesome.
now. Yes. Yeah. 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 So NSN integrates a very wide range of tools out of the box for you. You just go and they're called nodes, basically apps that have been automatically that have been integrated already into anything. And you can still connect with even apps that have not already been integrated. Perhaps you have a custom app. Perhaps you're a developer and you build an app, but you want to integrate it into your workflow. So long your app has API, yes, you can connect with it in anything. So anything has an API too, which is called HTTP request that allows you to make a custom configuration
Hmm.
with apps. Yeah. So anything is, as I said, is entirely agnostic, and and a very powerful tool. A very powerful tool. So right now, let's go on. We're building our daily briefing agent. We're integrating our open weather map. Open weather map. Now we need to give it a credential. Now let's grab that. Let's grab that. And we go to just where was I? Yeah, I was in API. Yeah, I guess APIs. Explore. No, I should go to API. I should log in. I should join already.
Are all these
All these
APIs,
APIs.
or do we have to pay for some of these APIs?
So right now, all the APIs I use are free. Yeah, I deliberately use free APIs for this session. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah, depending on the software you're using or the tool you want to integrate with, yeah, it could be paid.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my API key. Grab that, paste that in here. Okay. Let's give it a try. Says couldn't connect. Can I confirm why that is? Save again. delete this guy. Forever. Yep. Create new credential. Pasting my API key for open weather map, and it says couldn't connect. These settings. Let's see what's going on here. It seems there's something wrong with this. Something that's right. So I'm just going to go back and try this again. Okay, so for some reason it's not authenticating. Yeah, but essentially this is meant to give NSN access to this this software,
Okay.
open weather map. So that's where I add my credential. Now I'm going to say okay, set automatically. Yeah, metric. So as I said, there's always a configuration for every tool, for every app that is integrated into the workflow. So in this case, this is the configuration for open weather map. All of this. Now I'm going to the city. I'm going to say I can just grab the city name exactly as shown in open weather map by typing a city. Say we're going to grab this for instance. You know, I use San Francisco. So I'm going to use San Francisco. San Francisco, US. Just copy that and paste that in here. Yeah, let me try this again. So this is not authenticating because my credential for some reason is not working. But yeah, that's how that ought to be connected. Yeah, let's not um, um, take too much time on that. So yeah, now we have given our AI agents tools that you can use. Looking at our prompt again, we said every morning gather the weather for San Francisco, pull in two or three positive trending news stories, and find a fun fact from Wikipedia. Don't repeat anything from previous days. Format it like a mini email newsletter in Markdown. That's what it's meant to do. So this AI agent is going to use this tool at its disposal to execute this action, this this prompt that I've given to it here. Okay, and that's not all. That's not the end of our workflow because we're trying to ensure that this is sent to our email. Now the next step will be the output of this. First, let's execute this node and look at what happened here. The AI agent used its brain, the model, used its memory, it kept context, then used the tools at its disposal. And what was the output? It says could not fulfill the request. Capabilities do not allow me to do so. Let's see. Execute again. Okay, what's this line again? Okay, okay. Let me see why that was the output. Server API is connected correctly. This key parameter. Yeah, there ought to be a search to it. Yeah, weather map. Yep. Okay, let's change this to Imperial. Let's click execute stop. still says invalid API key for some reason. Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. So just some just API key here that is failing, but this is how you would connect this AI agent. Now the output of this guy when it uses these tools, the output will be fed into another node. Now we want it to be fed to because it's going to output as Markdown. So we want it to be fed into Markdown 2 that will convert Markdown to HTML because we want it to be fed into our email and we can send data in email with HTML. So output here, we told it that it should output in Markdown. Now let's convert that Markdown into HTML by giving it the Markdown 2, giving it the Markdown 2. We're going to tell it yeah, and we're going to tell it what should you convert output of our previous node, what it should convert. And this is the Markdown 2. And once we give it this Markdown 2, it's going to convert it. Oh, sorry, it's HTML to Markdown. Yeah, I missed that there. Yeah, so it's going to convert it to Markdown. Next, we want this sent to our email. We want this sent to our email. Now, to execute that, we can as well use another model so that it sends that to our email. So we're going to say AI with Gemini, adding another node. We're going to say message a model. So we're telling this model what to do. We want it to send emails using the output. So we're going to select the model we want to use. Google Gemini flashlight. Let's use this. And we're going to give it a system prompt again. Now this is the system prompt we want to give it. We're going to say beautify the HTML below using CSS styling for an email, format it like a modern newsletter, output only the results without any header elements. This is our system prompt. Now, what is the now the output of this markdown tool is what this guy is going to convert. He's going to beautify and then send to our email.
Hmm.
Then send to our email. I'm going to say add message. The output here. Put that in here. Yeah. So execute step. Okay. Okay. Now this just converted the markdown into HTML and then it will send this to our email. But now we need to add an email too. Now, usually when you're building an AI agent, it starts out small and then just keeps getting more and more and more robust as you add more and more tools. But it's all so as to achieve a certain purpose. Now we're going to add a Gmail tool. We're going to give it. We're going to say send a message. Let's just authenticate this. Time. Yeah, just do all that. Do all that. Okay, great. Connected. Now we're going to tell it send a message to me. So this is my own email. Send a message to me every day. Now, what should be the subject? I'll tell it the subject should be daily briefing. Subject of the email, daily briefing. Then going to grab all this. Now the type, the daily briefing. I'm going to add a date. Say daily briefing this date. So daily briefing this date. And what's the email type? It's going to be HTML. And what should be the message? The message should come from the output of the message model. Awesome. Now this will send or should send an email to me with this output. Execute this step, authorized, awesome, sent. If I check my email, I should see awesome. I see that here. Let me just share this so that you can see that. That is sent. Now this is the email I just sent to myself. See it?
That is interesting. Are you saying that I can use AI agents to run a newsletter, a daily newsletter, and I will get it every day?
Yes, you can.
Wow,
Yes, you can.
this is nice.
Yes, you can. See this? Just send this email to me. Now, of
And
course,
it didn't go to spam. It came
yeah,
directly to
it didn't
Mary.
go to spam. Yeah, it didn't go to spam. Right. Thanks to all the tools that we added to it, it was able to execute this process. Now, this is our full-fledged AI agent. We told it you're a daily briefing agent. You're going to have a bunch of tools at your disposal. You're going to get weather information. You're going to get hot news for the day. You're going to get a joke, a fun
Mhm.
fact
Yeah.
to tell, and do all this 8 a.m. every day.
And
And
so,
this
do
is
you need
what.
to update this at every day, or you set it up and it is up for as long as you want, except you pause it?
So once you build the AI agent, you have to push it live. That's what this button publish.
Mhm.
At this
Mm.
point, it's still in the development environment. So that's why you see this execute workflow. I manually execute it. But once I click publish, it's going to make this workflow active. It has been published. Now it is live. Now it is live. Now at 8 a.m. every day, this workflow, this AI agent will work. Will trigger an email to me 8 a.m.
Okay,
every
so
day.
if you're sending the email to, let's say, 20 people, you have to
Yeah.
input their email manually as at the place you inputted your own email.
So if you wanted to, yeah. So if you wanted to execute to 20 people, you can as well integrate that. So if you were to say 10, 20 specific people, so you can type in all the emails here you want to send to work in a job to, send to another person, put all that here, put all the emails here, and it's going to send to all of them.
So is there a place you can, let's say you have a database of emails, like say database of 20 people at least, and then is there a way you can plug it in instead of entering it manually? Is that
Yes,
possible?
yes, you can. So in this case, you'll be requiring a new tool. So say you want to use, so say you have these emails in probably Google Sheets, Assume,
Yes.
for instance, right? So you're going to use the Google Sheet tool. There's a Google Sheet tool. Look here, Google Sheet tool. You're going to grab these emails from that Google Sheet. Then you're going to append it into this field.
Okay.
So those 20 emails, you're going to grab it from there, append all that into this field, and that will work. So whenever you change any email in that Google Sheet, it's going to affect here. It's going to
Awesome.
affect here, and it's going to work. So as I said before, anything is entirely agnostic, and you can always think of it as just plugging tools together, plugging uh, apps together. So where do you have the email stored? Is it on Google Sheets? Do you have it on some other database? You can plug it in and it can
Right.
execute.
Awesome. And this is
Yeah.
really amazing to learn. Like for SMEs owners, if you are selling products and you want to know how many products we sold out every day and how many we coming your entire inventory, you can set up an AI agent using N88 for it. And every day at the close of business, you get the exact update of all the inventories that come in and all the inventories that went out, the goods receivable and the goods payable. And you do not have to do anything, just set it up and publish it, and that is all. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. NSN is really a superpower, I would say, you know. And once you know how to use it, you can really use it to automate a lot of things. Yeah.
Thanks.
And so at Yamify, we enable we are an AI automation company. We are able to offer services of AI automation, build AI agents for businesses, and our platform Yamify allows you to seamlessly deploy your NSN workspace and build out your AI agents. Once you go on yamify.co.co, you can easily deploy your NSN workspaces within a few clicks. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Job. This was really valuable. Personally, I learned a lot about it, and I know I have been in an educational space where Luke actually taught this whole thing, and I was really intrigued, which was where I heard about it. And I was like, I need to bring this to my community. My community need to see how this works, and I'm grateful this happened, and a lot of people learned a lot, and I believe they're going to trigger it. And I want to encourage everyone to check out Yamify. It's a great platform. It's a platform built by business owner for business owners, and you really need to check it out. I don't know if Luke is still here, if he has something to say, or Job, do you have any other thing to say?
Yeah. So we've talked about N10. It's a great tool that that um, that is very beginner friendly, and anyone can very easily pick out N10 and begin to use it. Yeah. So we hope that you'll take points and take nuggets from this session and use it to begin your AI automation journey. You know. Yeah. So that's it for me. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. I can assure you that I will send testimonies to you of people build use this NSN to integrate into their business and how far it has helped them. And definitely a lot of people would like to check out Yamify to see what Yamify really do in other contexts as well and how it can help them. Their corporations, organizations, or even governments, as the case might be.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're on top of the hour. It is past 1 o'clock, past seven in some places, depending on where you are. And we want to say thank you so much for everyone that joined this session. We are really grateful for joining today's session. And as I was saying, we would be doing an upskilling session every Saturday at Stellar Females in STEM. And today was the beginning of our upskilling session, and we started by building AI agents for our businesses. And as you can see, an AI agent was built from the scratch, from the very beginning to the very end. And there are various things that you can actually do with this AI agent. And I want to ask you guys to try it out. Try it and see how this can help your workflow. Try it and see how it can help your business take it to the next level. It is absolutely amazing. And we'll come back here almost the same time next week, Saturday, to talk about another topic. But before we go, I want Luke to say something about the process before we leave. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope you guys will follow our journey. We are still young right now, and we 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 really want to empower African to learn AI. I think AI is really helping us to catch up with the rest of the world, right? But you
Absolutely.
guys have to, yeah, yeah. So we have to champion people who are building for African and the world, and that's what we're doing. I hope you guys follow us on LinkedIn. We're gonna have good news in March. Stay tuned. If you guys need any help, reach out to us on LinkedIn or on our website. Thank you, guys. Thank you again. Thank you again for inviting us, and thank you, Job, for presenting.
Thank you. Thank you for partnering with us to bring this session to life. We do not take that for granted. And we appreciate the entire Yamify team for being hands on and staying from the beginning to the end as well. If people have any questions specific to your team and to what we have built today, I would direct them directly to you, your social media platform, or your email for them to send the questions to you. Thank you again. We really appreciate your time. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Yes, so we have come to the end of today's session. I hope you got value from today's session. And I hope to see you next week, Saturday, same time, same place. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, this would be the best time to do that. Until we meet again, stay blessed and have a truly blessed life. Bye.